This video is an attempt to share with you how I removed the idle mixture plug to check the idle mixture screw setting on my LS650 Savage. That said, nothing in this video is written in stone. Pulling the plug to gain access to the idle mixture screw is totally at your discretion, and you assume all risk for doing so. How you do it is your responsibility. My methodology is just that, the way I did it. It is your choice to imitate or copy what I did and how I did it, but you are responsible for any problems encountered along the way or the final outcome. I disclaim all liability for your actions. Cheers, and above all, ride safe. I purchased my 2006, near as I can tell, box stock LS650 about a month ago with almost 14,000 miles on the odo. My home elevation is 4,710 feet in the kitchen, so I figure it's a no-brainer to check the setting of the idle mixture screw. But to do that, I had to remove that pesky little plug. This method might apply to other carburetors. Here's how I did it. I had two drills, a hand drill and an electric 3/8 inch drive. I chose the hand drill because one slip of that 3/8 inch behemoth, and who knows what I would have destroyed. I set up a 3/32 inch drill bit by slipping a length of 10 gauge wire insulation over the drill bit to set its penetration limit to 1/8 inch. I think the wire was 10 gauge. My plug had a small hole in its center, but even so I had to be real careful to prevent the bit from walking off center. Hole drilled, I hunted up a 1-inch wall board, fine threaded screw, and gave it a turn or so to seat it in the drilled hole. Okay, so now I had this screw sticking out of the plug. Not exactly centered or on the plug's axis, but that might work to my advantage for what I had in mind. How to pull it? Simple. Use a hammer. What? Yeah, use a hammer. Let's see, I got this one. A bit too big. This one, a claw hammer. Okay? Now I needed something to brace the hammer's head against, so I cut a 1/2 inch thick by a 3 inch long by 1.5 inch wide piece of scrap wood. It's got to be thick enough to use as a fulcrum, or hammer head rest, yet thin enough to allow the claw of the hammer to get under the screw's head. Also, it has to be narrow enough to be able to rest on the engine intake's flange and the carburetor's butterfly shaft housing. Whatever you might come up with, make sure it can do no damage to any parts it rests against. Once I ginned up a suitable piece, I held it in place from below with my left fingers, hooked the claw of the hammer under the screw head, applied a little downward pressure with my right hand so I could get my left hand out of the way, and levered the handle downwards. Piece of cake. Wearing eye protection, gently blow out the brass cuttings. Now, when I return from my next ride, I'll have ready access to adjust the idle mixture screw. Well, I hope you were successful in your endeavor to get that pesky plug out. I was, and it definitely gave me access to the idle mixture screw. Cheers, ride safe.